And can you tell me a little bit more about the lyrics? Because there was a part to me when you said it, like the namo part
Yes.
resonated a lot with me because I go to the temple and I do a lot of prayers. And that's always the beginning chant over a mantra when you do namo. And then when I heard that, I was like, "Hey,
Ah, that's amazing. And because that's also Vietnamese too.
oh,
Like that was Vietnamese, whereas you're Lao, right? And
uh-huh.
so yes, there are a lot of mantras that start with Namo. And so the one that I incorporated into the music was Namo A Di Đà Phật.
Ah, okay.
And that is in Vietnamese Buddhist culture, that's paying homage to one of the 5 cosmic Buddhas,
Ah,
and one of the Buddhas, it's Amitabha. Amitabha is Sanskrit, and Nam-mô A Di Đà Phật is the Vietnamese translation for Amitabha.
today I'm thrilled to introduce to you a visionary sound healer, artist, and advocate for generational healing. She's an artist and a life coach that weaves together love, healing, and soulful connection into every aspect of her life, work, music, and community. Today, I have here Alicina Tran. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, and thank you for having me.
So, can you tell me about the work that you're doing right now?
There's a lot.
Can you share with me specifically the current work that I saw you doing where you're sharing your music and it's very a healing, cultural type music? Can you tell me more about that?
Yes, absolutely. I am a conscious music artist. And what that means is I make music that is intentional for healing. And so the work that I am focused on is creating sounds that are uplifting, motivational. And this newest project that I am embarking on is integrating, first and foremost, learning more about and what the ancestral root, the music, the sounds sound like. And that means for me, going to Vietnam and Cambodia to go learn what the ancient sounds are and then incorporate that into new conscious healing music.
Oh, awesome. So you're talking about weaving in your cultural aspect. I do feel like there's also spiritual aspect in it. Can you tell me more
Mm.
about that as well?
Yeah, there is a spiritual element, and I am biased because I am spiritual. I would say we're all spiritual beings, and the spiritual element, it's me speaking to your soul.
Mm,
That's what you're feeling. That's also one of my gifts is the ability to connect and speak to your soul so that you feel safe and empowered to show up as yourself and your whole self.
okay. Now, I went to your sound healing event and that was beautiful. Are there any other tools or items that you use in your music or your sound healing experience?
What would make my sound healing experience different and unique? It's my voice.
Ah, okay. Yes, I did remember you singing. It was very pleasant and we did fall asleep during that session. It was
Thank you.
underneath the
Yeah.
tree and I was like, I don't want to wake up. That was
Was
beautiful.
Mhm. Yeah. I'm glad you were able to experience that.
Your life coaching. Can you tell me more about what life coaching looks like when a person works with you?
Mhm. Mm. When I think about the word coaching, it's an earthly term for healing. At least that's how I perceive the word coaching and what my relationship is with coaching. I've came to this journey of becoming a coach through my own healing journey where I've been on the receiving end. When it comes to coaching with me, it's deep inner soul work. I have had the training under different coaching training institutions. And because of my own personal healing journey, I know that it's deep soul work. So people who come into the space with me, they're usually at a time where they're going through a transition. They want more clarity on who they are or why they're here. And coaching is just one of those things where if you're not ready, then we're not going to dive in. But when you're ready, then that's when the transformational journey begins. So for me, it's dancing. It's a lot of dancing in the present moment, understanding, meeting like, where are you at this present time?
Mhm.
What is important to you? What would make this relationship, this engagement a success? And really understanding what is that big picture. And so when I understand what it is that you're looking forward to, what is the thing that you're feeling called to, and maybe you don't necessarily have all the details, and that's completely okay. That's normal. That's when we, in our work together, dive into refining and getting really clear and fine tuning. Well, what is it that you are being called to, even if it is a little bit unclear right now? And it's a mix of different tools, different exercises, embodiment, meditation,
Okay.
using sound. Yeah. So it's making sure that every session that we have, you're getting value, and every time we meet, how is this serving that big picture? How is that serving the North Star that you had expressed is important for you?
Okay. So when a client comes in and they have a problem, it's usually just a lot of other life problems in general, or is there something very specific that you're commonly seeing right now? Because for me, I get a lot of clients when I do oracle readings. A lot of it's either love or career. Those are the two main
Mhm.
things that I get mainly. But when a client comes to you, what have you seen so far that's been kind of like top of the most common issues people are coming into?
It's confidence,
Uh,
like feeling like there's something that's missing and they want to know, like, okay, I want to feel like myself again. How do I get there?
can we do a demonstration? I'd like to see your coaching style because you're
Yeah.
so calming and relaxing. I can see if I came in as your client, like I would be hypnotized by the work that you do. Well, let's just say I come in here and I'm like, I hate my job. I'm just unfulfilled. Where do I go from here?
So my invitation is, there something that's on your heart and on your mind that you feel comfortable sharing in this space that would be like, it would be nice to get clarity or help process like what this is that's present for
Okay.
you.
Um, I would say that okay, I'm gonna do the Asian thing because it's a very common Asian thing, but being an overachiever. Wanting to do everything, wanting to make parents happy, work happy, myself happy, the community happy, my clients happy, and trying to be perfect in every area of my life and
Mhm.
trying to balance it all, but feeling overwhelmed sometimes, but wanting to be there for others, but also be here for myself. But I know I can't be at 5 places at once. Can you guide me on how I can find more balance in my life?
Okay, so I'm going to dance with you in this moment here, and you let me know if this resonates, if it doesn't resonate. Like you let me know, okay?
Okay.
So the topic that I'm hearing is, I hear perfectionism in here.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a Virgo.
Um, ooh, okay. Hmm.
I just did my own astrology read. I got my sun rising, my moon rising. I'm a Virgo, and it's a rising Virgo, and it's a Cancer, and it's like perfection, 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 and wanting to do everything. And then I'm also a manifester generator, so I have multiple passions and interests. I want to
Mm.
experience all of it at one time, but I know I can't do that.
Mm.
So then I get disappointed when I'm like, well, I can't do that because I'm doing this, but I also want to do that and I can't do that. So that's me. Those are some of my
Wow.
struggles.
Okay, so there's perfectionism that's here, but then also a lot of different passions.
Mhm. Yeah.
I also hear wanting to show up.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. But okay, so you wanted to show up, but the perspective right now when you show up, it also feels overwhelming.
Yes.
How do you want to feel?
I want it to feel fun and light, just fun
Okay.
and light. Like anything I touch or do, I just want it to feel fun.
Yeah. Okay. Would you be willing to play with me?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, so before we get into the fun and light, when you think about feeling the need to be perfect and showing up for family, for yourself, for your clients, work, and all the things, and you say it feels overwhelming, can you show us what that feels like? If you were to embody, I'll give you an example. Does it feel like a rock on your chest? Does it feel like you want to curl up? Does it feel like you just want to like get away? What?
When
Yeah.
I feel overwhelmed or stressed, all of my stress comes to my neck and my shoulders. So whenever I feel overwhelmed, I get this heaviness feeling in my chest, my shoulders, and my neck. And then I'll curl up.
Oh, okay. So let's stay here. So
Yeah.
let's stay
Okay.
here. Okay. Yeah, I can feel like there's definitely a lot of tension here right now, just even doing this. Let's give this a name. Who's this right now?
Exhaustion. Can I call it exhaustion? Job
Exhaustion.
Jostin. He has a name.
Exhausted.
I'm gonna call him Jostin. I'm gonna call this energy
Okay.
Jostin.
Okay. Justin. Okay. So this is Justin right here. Okay. All right. Let's shake Justin off. Okay. All right. Okay. And okay. So I am going to just pull in like random objects.
Oh, okay.
And when you look at the object, just describe like what you see.
Okay. I see a ruler.
You see a ruler?
A ruler, like being straightforward. Not
Oh, okay. All right. What else do you see? Like, how would you describe the physicalness in
well,
this?
this one now it's changing to like curviness. So now it's curviness. Like earlier I saw straight
Oh,
line. Now I see curves. Now I
okay.
see straightness. As you're moving it, I see straightness. And then move it the other way, I see curves. Or curves that are like flowing.
And what do you notice about the texture?
Rigid, hard,
Mm,
sleek,
mm, okay. And
bright.
the colors?
I do see green, but it's also like a very dark, strong green.
Okay. If you were to embody this thing that's here, right? Based on the characteristics that you see in it.
Mhm.
You said strong green, you see like the straight ruler, you also see the curves. If this thing were alive, what perspective would it give you on your situation about showing up and feeling?
Okay.
Mhm, mhm,
I'm getting, because I said the word ruler, I get straightforward. And then I'm getting the whole transitioning where it can bend or move.
mm,
And then when I said strong, I'm getting sometimes it can come as strong and bright and heavy or just strong. But that's what I'm getting is if I were to show up and embodying that energy, it would be like a very strong energy.
like a strong energy. So, what does that look in practical terms? Could you give example? What has to be done?
The work has to be done.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so this is like you gotta get it done.
Yeah.
You gotta show up.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. This doesn't feel like it's quite supportive. Let me put this one back.
You're
But
okay.
I'm gonna
I'm
put
getting
this
this
one
one
back.
like
No, it's okay.
okay.
We're back. Okay. This is us dancing in the moment. Okay, so what do you see here?
I see bright colors, magical colors, beautiful
Mm.
colors. I just see a lot of different colors. I see more of here, and this one here is more galaxy energy.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And if this and so this galaxy, colorful, if this thing were alive and it could talk to you, right? What perspective could it offer you through its characteristics?
I'm getting things can be held in its place,
Mm.
meaning like because it looks like a candle. It's like a cup size. It feels like it's in place and then the can is that a candle?
Yes.
The idea I'm getting and the feeling I'm getting is that it can be lit up at any time, or, like, I can light it anytime. I'm in my own place. And if I wanna
Mm.
light the candle, I can light the candle. If I just wanna sit here and be in silence, I can.
So how does this relate to your relationship with showing up or feeling the need to be perfect when you show up?
I'm getting more of I can shine here without the light, but anytime I wanna light up and embody this energy, I can just turn on the light. But if I want it off, I can just sit here in my little cup or my little space and then be there. So I'm seeing this more as in projects, as in this is one area where if I feel like it needs to be lit up, I'll light it up. If not, then I'm just gonna stay silent and stay in my beautiful little galaxy. That's what I'm getting at.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm hearing is you have the power and the choice.
Mhm.
Yeah. So if you were to embody this and okay, so we went that one didn't seem really helpful, so I'm not gonna ask you to embody that.
Yeah.
But this here, if you were to embody the energy of this candle here, what would that look like? What pose or movement does it make you feel like you want to like that would embrace the energy that you get from this?
The energy that I get from that is the minute I light it up, I can see flames dancing. And
You
then
wanna
when it's like when the flame's gone, then it's in a quiet place.
ooh,
So
okay.
that's yeah.
So what does that look like as a pose or a posture?
Oh, it's like straight, but then it's like free flowing at the top. Like my head
Okay.
like
Okay.
yeah.
So what do you wanna call this?
I wanna call it fire. Fire.
Fire.
Well, fire.
Okay.
Fire.
Fire. Okay. Alright, so we've got fire. So my invitation is that you pull a random object from your place and just
Mhm.
and let's play with that.
Okay. I'm gonna hold this object right here. Oh, louder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you see this object, what do you see? How would you describe it?
I see it as shiny, bright. I'm getting the word strong again, but it's just shiny, bright, just shiny and
Mm.
bright.
Yeah. How does it feel in your hand?
It is heavy
Mhm.
physically,
Mhm.
but it feels open.
Ooh, okay. Okay. So if this object were alive and it could speak to you, what perspective would it give based on the characteristics that you just described?
So this object would say, open up, shine up, free up. I'm getting a lot of openness in this object.
Yeah. Okay. Openness. And how does that feel for you?
It
How does
feels
that
good because when I said that, my heart chakra did open up.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so when you think about your situation, how can you apply the openness that would help you feel not so much of this, but mm,
I think how it would apply just being open instead of having to feel like it has to be done a certain way, being open to how it's going to unfold. Because I am a perfectionist, I tend to already have an idea of what it should look like. That's why I think that plant energy, when I saw that, it was like, okay, it's this way and it looks like this and it feels like this. But
mm,
within this object, it's like, well, it's open. Like, be open
mm,
the way things play out, be open to the experience versus saying it has to be done this way. People have to experience it this way, or work has to look this way. So
yeah.
this one is more of a just shining my energy brightly and just being open to the way things unfold.
And
Okay.
so how would you embody this openness, this free, like what is the pose or
Okay, the
movement?
pose would be my arm open up like that. Yeah.
How does it feel here?
It feels way better than this.
Okay. Okay. So we're here. Okay. And what would you want to call this energy?
I heard the word like yelling or like Yolanda or like yellow or like
Yolanda? What about Yolanda? Okay.
Yolanda.
Yolanda.
Yes,
Okay.
like a Yolanda energy.
Yolanda. Okay. All right. So let's shake that one off. Okay. So we had Justin that was here. So that was Justin, right? Like feeling like
Yeah.
you can come with me. Come
Okay.
into the pose. Okay, feel Justin. Okay. And then I don't know. I can't remember. Did we name the plant? I don't think we named. Well,
No, we put that one
we
away.
put away. Okay. That was like not resonant. Okay.
Uh,
And then the candle was fire.
Fire was, yeah, fire.
Okay. Fire. Okay. And then Yolanda.
Yolanda.
Okay. So of the two, well, do you feel like we can like there's a perspective here that is supportive
Yeah.
in helping you move forward?
I'm gonna combine the 2. So I like the fire one, fire, and this is I'm gonna put fire on top of this one. And then when I need to shine and be Yolanda, I can turn that energy on at any time.
Wow. Okay. What about this is important? What about this perspective here of like
Oh,
combine the two is important for you?
it's important because I can feel open
Mm,
and lit up at any time.
mm. And how is that different from before?
Before, I think it felt like I had to do all this, but this one has more empowerment and a decision making saying, well, I can light it up at any time. I can be this energy at any time. I can be
Mm,
open at any time. The other
mm,
energy previously before this was like, felt like, like a pressure, like I had to do this and it wasn't
mm.
fun. But this one is more like, well, I get to do this. I want to do this. I get to light up this candle. I get to be this. Yeah.
Okay. So the next time when you feel that energy of like, oh, I have to do it this way or show up in this way, will you channel
Um,
fire?
well, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. I feel that energy. It feels so much freer and lighter and fun.
Hmm.
Thank you
Yeah.
for that exercise. That was fun.
Well,
That was a
thank
lot
you.
of fun.
Thank you for playing with me. I'm glad that helped. Yes. So what we just went through was embodiment, right? So we there was an embodiment, like really embodying the emotions that you were feeling. And as as a coach in this, I'm mirroring you. So you're not alone. Like you also get to see
Yeah.
me do your movements. So I grabbed a couple of objects from my place and you pulled out something from your end. And look, I had no idea. You're the first person that actually combined objects. I actually have not had anyone combine objects before. So that just came from a place of just being present and playing and allowing, to be open. And yeah, so mhm.
That was fun. Thank you. Okay. As a second generation Asian American in this community, how would you uplift second generation Americans when it comes to mental health,
Mm,
stress, or even just being Asian American
yeah.
with the work that
Oh,
you do?
yes, yes. And then also being Southeast Asian too,
Yeah.
right? It's like a
Yeah.
whole
Not just Asian American,
yes, yeah,
Southeast
like
Asians.
Southeast Asian. Yeah, because oh man, I just had a conversation about this with another healer where the reason why I talk about trauma in the work that I do is because as Southeast Asian American, our trauma come from like very recent historical events. And so for me, it's first of all having the conversations,
Mhm.
talking about it, bringing awareness to these mental health challenges, issues that maybe we don't talk about enough, or maybe we don't talk about at all. And so just being able to have these conversations, putting it on social media, sharing like, hey, we are having these conversations in communities. There are others who are like us, who are experiencing very similar thought patterns, behaviors. I thought it was normal to drink a lot. I thought it was normal to smoke. I thought it was normal, I mean, not, it's like, yeah, there's so much to uncover there. And I thought that that was normal. But then when you look at what's underneath the surface, what leads one to turn to external habits, addictions, there's something that's underneath that we are numbing and coping with. It could be conscious or unconscious. And so I feel having conversations and just starting with awareness is a part of the work in helping the community. And that's why I talk about it on my platform. That's why I started on different platforms to have these conversations with different people in the community, and then educating on, okay, what are the different exercises? What are the different tools that you can use to help cope with certain thought patterns that you have or behaviors? So there's an element. So, like, number one, normalizing, and then educating, and then offering free resources, because I know there's also a lot of, like, money wounds in our community, right? Or there's, like, distrust as well. So there's a lot of trauma that I recognize we are having to navigate in our communities, but that's not going to stop me. Like, I feel when I had the realization last year around this time that, "Oh, Alcina, you need to talk about generational healing," even though it's not a sexy topic. I had an emotional response to that. I'm like, "God, are you sure?" Like, it's a lifelong journey. It's a lifelong mission.
Mhm.
And I know that there are some folks who are not going to find me for another, several decades. And they're going to look back and be like, wow, she's been talking about this for some time.
Mhm.
Yes, because we're here to help shift the collective consciousness, and that is going to take time. That is going to take repetition and normalizing these conversations and taking away the negative stigma too. If you have certain thought patterns, or if you think a certain way, like, you're not alone. And know that there's a community here. There are so many of us that are healers, like
Yeah.
finding each other
Mhm.
and just being able to hold safe spaces without judgment or expectations. That's going to be key in our community development. Yeah, there's so many things that we can do and that we are doing. And I love that. I love being able to go into, like, when we were both at the Lao Food Fest,
Mhm.
I was so grateful to have a booth where people can come and talk to me, because the people that I drew in were other healers, people who had generational healing on their mind, but maybe never really talked about it. And so when I was in the space and I had that physical interaction and we were exchanging conversations, the narrative that I had went from, how we talked about, oh, people are just waking up, or people need to wake up. No, 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 no. That's not the narrative anymore. I'm finding that people are awake and people want healing and people are doing the work.
Right. Yes. That's why I'm so excited that I got to meet you and find you. And then when I heard your music, I was like, this is the type of music that I want to hear, like empowerment. And when you were on stage at that Loud Food Festival, I was filming you and I was like, her music, I love it. And can you tell me a little bit more about the lyrics? Because there was a part to me when you said it, like the namo part
Yes.
resonated a lot with me because I go to the temple and I do a lot of prayers. And that's always the beginning chant over a mantra when you do namo. And then when I heard that, I was like, "Hey."
Ah, that's amazing, and because that's also Vietnamese too,
Oh,
like, I was that was Vietnamese, whereas you're Lao, right? And
uh-huh.
so, yes, there are a lot of mantras that start with Namo, and so the one that I incorporated into the music was Namo A Di Đà Phật,
Ah, okay.
and that is in Vietnamese Buddhist culture, that's paying homage to one of the 5 cosmic Buddhas,
Ah,
and one of the Buddhas, it's Amitabha. Amitabha is Sanskrit, and Nam Mô A Di Đà Phật is the Vietnamese translation for Amitabha.
okay. That's awesome. That's
Mhm,
beautiful.
mhm. Thank
Um,
you.
Tell me more about the music journey that you're doing. Not only are you a life coach and a healer and a sound healer, but you're also doing music that is very healing. So just you being present and singing and sharing about the work that you do, it's already healing enough. So
Mm,
tell me more about that journey and then where you're headed right now.
yeah. Mhm. We are all artists, and for me, my artist is it shows up as in music, and it took me 29 years to get to a place where I declared and I owned I am an artist.
Mm,
And I share that because I'm sure there are so many others who are out there. And if you're watching this recording and this is you, where you have artistic gifts and because you have gone through life where you've had to adhere to what society says what you should do because this is what's going to make you successful, or you shouldn't do that because that's not going to help you. And along the journey, you've lost that connection to your creativity, but you've set aside your creative gifts because you thought following a different path was the path for you, but then you end up feeling lost or you feel like disconnected or part of you's missing. For the artist, if you're an artist, you know exactly what I'm talking
mm,
about. You know that journey. And
mhm,
so for me, it took 29 years to finally come back and be like, wait, like it's this thing that keeps calling me. It's this thing that no matter where I go, no matter what I do, I know that I'm supposed to be doing something with music.
mm,
And I didn't want to wait until the gates of heaven and God asked me, Alcina, what did you do with the gift of music? I didn't want to say nothing. I don't want to live with regrets. I don't want to be on my deathbed and be like, man, I never did anything with music. And so that was, and this is tied to coaching because it was through coaching where I learned I can reprogram my brain.
ah,
Oh, there are limiting beliefs that I took on, and that has blocked my creativity for years. And so it was through coaching, it was through healing where I discovered I can change. I can come back to me. I can reconnect to my soul. I can learn how to create from my soul. I can learn how to shift my limiting beliefs to beliefs that are loving, that are supportive, that are uplifting. And instead of saying, I can't, I can say, I can. And as a result, now at the age of 29, I went from not having music out to investing more money than there was in my bank account into music. I said, what if I didn't let money stop me?
mm.
What if I just went for it? So that led me onto a journey of going to DC, Maryland, Virginia from
Oh,
California, and I recorded new music.
I saw
Um,
that.
had it produced, yes, and then threw a huge listening and healing party in the hills of LA, and I invited people, I'm like, "You come as you are," and there was my soul felt so fulfilled that if I were to die, my dream already has come true, and that was when I realized this is what I'm here for. I'm here to help others connect to the artist that's within them.
Mm,
Because it took me a while to get here. And then that's what my realization, oh, I needed to be on this journey to learn what it's like to feel the feelings and find myself again. And now I know what my lane is. My lane is music and healing. And because I'm a coach, let me incorporate some of that positivity, some of these tools inside the music. When I say, just breathe, Just breathe your breath. There's power in your breath, right? And so being able to incorporate that into the music. So when you listen, you're not just vibing out. There's actual messages in here for you to take with you.
Yes.
This music journey, it's all connected, just as you shared at the very beginning. The music, the healing, the coaching, it's all intertwined into a song.
Yeah. I felt that because when I did hear your music, I was like, this resonate. This is the type of music I just want to vibe out to, just turn on, relax, and just like feel so connected to myself and spirit. So when you sang, I was like, yes. And she's Southeast Asian.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. And I know that not everyone's ready for coaching as much. Like, I love coaching because it's the thing that fills up my cup. And no matter what mood I am in, when I get to witness another person's transformation, it is so fulfilling. But not everyone is ready for that. And so, how can I reach more people? And it's music. Like, music is a universal language, and you can listen to it and guarantee you will shift when you hear the song. Mhm.
Thank you so much. You demonstrated so well how you can do a short little activity and it can transform my feeling of feeling overwhelmed into light, fierceness, and decision making and like this freeing energy. So just in a short amount of time, you were able to demonstrate that through one of your techniques in life coaching. And then you also shared your music and your background and how it all be interconnects together. So thank you again so much for being here on this show. I'm going to list all your information down here in the comment description below so that people can start following you and following your music and your coaching business.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank you
so much.
so much for joining.
Thank
Loved
you.
it.